January 28th, 1997. Vassula speaks. O Lord, give me your strength to proclaim your word with fervour. So many are waiting anxiously to hear your loving word and listen in silence and in thirst. Let your words drop on them one by one to refresh them. Look how they are in your assemblies, open-mouthed, as if to catch the year's last showers. For the sake of your great love, let your rain fall on lands where no one lives, and make out of a sterile land gardens. Give drink to the lonely wastes, making grass spring where everything was dry. Come, in your lordly style, and drive frantic the proud of heart. Come, and pull down with your royal sceptre the haughty from their thrones, and exalt the lowly, the meek. Then toss me out in the tempest, for my confidence in you is complete, and my hope of safety as well. I fear no harm. Beside me your lordly presence is there, singing ballads to me about your triumphs. And while you are laughing, your laughter sounding like running streams, you lift me on your wings to ride the skies and be alone with you, so that you whisper to me the secrets of wisdom. My guardian and my delight, you give me more joy to my heart than others ever knew. For all the treasures and kingdoms of the world, joy of my heart, show us all the light of your holy face. The Lord speaks. Daughter, I give you my blessings and my peace. I will do marvellous things, for I will draw water from the springs of my heart, and your feverish faces will be refreshed. I will be your shade from the heat of this tempest you are in. I will come, daughter, in my lordly style, and in my magnificence, to overthrow the proud of heart. And because I have set my throne in you, daughter, you shall not be mangled in this tempest. Your loved one will carry you on his wings, to ride the skies, while pouring on you like rain words of wisdom from my heart. The footnote reads, I saw our Lord and King, while we were riding the skies, sitting side by side with me, that he leaned towards me and covered my head with the most beautiful veil of white lace, which in its whiteness was shimmering as though it had diamonds on it. He closed the veil on me, so that only my face was seen. I understood that the veil symbolized his words of wisdom, that he was pouring on me, covering me entirely. The Lord continues, And now your guardian and your delight asks you to lean on his heart. Ah, my beloved, what makes you run away from my invitation? I am your maker, and I have the right to invite you. The footnote reads, Jesus was referring to his invitation of having a retreat or a pilgrimage in his body. The message of January 26th, 1997. I had not really responded to that invitation. The Lord continues, I am your maker, and I have the right to invite you to rest in me after your labours. Your mouth ceaselessly proclaimed the truth in all my assemblies, and from your lips came praise and honour for me, your God. Your eyes never turned away from my presence, but observed my ways. May you be blessed for making your Maker so happy. Then at the sound of my name your ear was opened, and every word coming from my mouth was heard like a melody in you, like 1,000 cantors, chanting their hymns. So was my word heard in your heart, when you opened your ear, to receive my sweetest psalms. by lending me your ear just a little, you received wisdom's sayings, so that I, the Lord, may be remembered in my mercy by all of you. No one could say, He has left us in the fangs of the enemy. Then I asked you to be generous and offer me your heart as a token of your love. Quick to be generous, my loved one, you gave it to me, placing it quickly into my divine hands, so that I, in my turn, fill it with love, steadfastness, and constancy. Since then I swore to keep your heart for myself alone, and guard it like the pupil of my eye. And while my eyes were gazing at this frail heart, I said, From this frailty my word will be heard, saying to all nations, God is near you. He will free all those who call him. And for all those who thirst, he will give water. He will have pity on the poor and feeble, and he will save the lives of many before his great day comes. Because of your generous offering, I promise to make out of your heart an exultant sacrifice. I, her maker and spouse, the footnote reads allusion to Isaiah 54 verse 5, will sing to it my closeness, so that this heart would seek only my holy face. And by drawing it into my sacred heart, it will repulse all that is not me, but will thirst and desire all that is me. Your heart will be eager then to wait on me, your God, centering all your affections you have had elsewhere on my royal heart alone. Yes, all your dispositions, your indispositions, your delights, your sorrows, your joys, your anguishes, your pastimes, your tears, everything. Yes, everything would be offered to my heart, as someone offers to the loved one a bouquet of roses. This is what I yearn for, from each one of you, from the very core of my heart. Having then directed your heart in mine, I knew that in this closeness I would find my comfort and my delight, to rejoice your soul. I would hide none of my secrets from you. My hands in which you placed your heart are sensitive and compassionate, my beloved, so do not fear. The footnote reads, Then looking at my hands, and taking them both in his hands, he said what follows. Stretch out your hands towards the sanctuary. The footnote reads, By saying sanctuary, I knew he was referring to himself. He took both my hands, and while holding them, said what follows. I have given you a pair of hands, which I kissed and anointed with a blessing, so that they pluck out the thorns encircling my heart. I have blessed them, so that they do not grow weary of writing, and remain bound to mine for all eternity. I have anointed them, so that in the end of the ceremony, the footnote reads, by using the word ceremony, Jesus means mission. Those hands will set a crown of glory on my head. Have you not read? Work from skilled hands will earn its praise. The footnote reads, Sirach 9 verse 17. What can I give in return to you, my chosen one, for all the miles you have made for me, and for all the hours your feet stood, for my sake, in my assemblies? Vassula says, For my hunger you gave me bread from heaven, the footnote reads, meaning spiritual manna. For my thirst you offered me living water spurting from your breast. You have been gracious and loving to me, abounding in goodness, and you have never forsaken me. I grew in your courts, where you had courted my soul, and all that I have obtained came from you. You spoke heart to heart with me, and allowed me to possess you. And as a lamp shining above my head, you lighted my way, to show me by which way I should go. Blessed be you, my Lord and my God, from everlasting to everlasting. You have provided me. Why should I then have the honour to be given something in return for your own deeds? The Lord speaks. True, I have provided you with everything, but the fruits of your labours have touched my heart. You have served me voluntarily, and with these precious offerings I can only be touched. So let me offer you a retreat and a pilgrimage in my body. Vassula asks, Is this what your sacred heart desires? The Lord answers, Yes, yes, come, and you will have your rest in my body. Forget yourself in me, so that you take your resources from my feet upwards. Just I and you. Approach me, you who desire me, and replenish yourself from me. I will offer you this retreat and this pilgrimage in the gardens of my body. I will accompany you everywhere, and all the way to my nuptial chamber of my sacred heart, where I always lead my chosen ones, to exhale on them my charms like a scent of choice myrrh. While they repose their head on my sacred heart, I refresh them from the living water from my breast. And like concord between brothers and sisters, like a husband and wife who live happily together, we will enjoy each other's presence. The footnote reads, I started to understand that Jesus wanted me to be all alone with him for a while, and this is why he did not let me book any meetings for several weeks. Jesus wants everyone to retreat in him now and then.